Hello, guys. My name is Ehato Christian Osaze, and you are welcome to the Real Talks Nigeria. Remember, we have been doing a series on the 64 ways to make money in Nigeria, and we are doing this to align with the 64th independence celebration of Nigeria. We have treated 5 ways so far. We have talked about setting goals, we've talked about relationships, opportunities, wisdom, and talent. The last time we talked about the role of talent in making money in Nigeria. Now, today, let us quickly talk about the sixth way out of the 64 ways to make money in Nigeria, and that has to do with habits, the role of habit in making money. There are good habits and there are bad habits. As a customer, nobody wants to do business with organizations, businesses, or group of people or individuals that give you bad energy. Bad habits is a repellent anytime, any day, anywhere. But customers embrace businesses and business owners that have good habits. Habit is elusive. It is an internal thing. It is part of the culture of a group of people or individuals. What is a good habit and what is a bad habit? That is for the customer to decide. Because customers that like to pay on time, all right, are good customers. And it's a good habit to pay for your products or services on time. But customers that like to delay payment for goods and services obviously are bad habits, and owners of businesses try as much as possible to stay far from such customers. I saw something somewhere that really um, gave me the um, the conviction that habit is extremely important in making money in Nigeria. Take for instance, most people in Nigeria, most workers in Nigeria work for months, or let's say 31 days, 30 days, 28 days at minimum, and they get paid at the end of the month. We have stories, endless stories of business owners, entrepreneurs withholding salaries for longer than 28 days, 30 days. There are people that even owe their workers as much as 6 months, 1 year. We've had situation of 2 years, state governments not paying their workers, and people are wondering, what are they still doing there? That is because employment is extremely hard in Nigeria. But it is a bad habit to withhold good from people when it is due. It is bad habit to withhold good, to withhold salary, from people to whom salary is due, especially when it is in the power of your hand to pay. The bad habit to withhold good from people to whom it is due. Now, there are some bad habits I have discovered in the workplace in Nigeria. There are more, but I would like to talk briefly or just mention briefly 4. First is delaying payment of salary. Most Nigerian employers of labor are notorious and they are guilty of that. It is not an allegation. Most employers of labor in Nigeria have formed the habit of delaying payment of salaries for longer than is necessary, even when they have it in the contract of sales or contract of employment, in the terms of employment, terms and conditions of employment with the people that work with them. Delay or delaying payment of salaries. And then the second notorious habit is never paying salaries at all for no just reason. They just would never pay. All right. Imagine somebody starts work with you in December. By January, end of the month, you should pay salary. But January pass, you will not pay February, April, May, June, July. That is never paying salary. It's a bad habit. And then there are people, when your payment is due, when you are due for payment, they will look for ways to cut your salary, to cut your money when your salary is due. Delay payment, never paying, and cutting of salaries when it is due. And then, of course, the last one is they would give you useless or foolish ideas or foolish excuses when it is time for your salary. When it is time for work, there is no delay on your path to work. When it is time for work, you always do your work. When it is time for work, they don't cut down on the work that you do. But when it is time for payment, they would give you all manner of reasons and excuses why they would not be able to pay you. It's crazy. But those are bad habits. Now, those habits will not allow both the owner of the job to make money and the people who work with them to make money. Businesses are opened for the purposes of making profits. And if you form the habit of giving excuses when money, bills, time for wages and salaries are due, you give excuses. It affects the business, it affects the people that work in the business, and it affects the productivity of the entire organization and the GDP of the entire country at large. So, to make money in Nigeria, you must identify those habits that enables and encourages creativity and productivity. Okay? Non-payment of salary when it is due does not encourage creativity, does not encourage productivity. Rather, it reduces the ability or the capacity of your people to produce for your organization. So that is it, but that is not all. It is just the few, you know, introduction we are bringing into how to make money in Nigeria. So the next sets of ways we'll be talking about will be more practical in the sense that we will tell you or be talking about the kind of businesses or the things you can actually do physically or virtually, online or offline. We will talk in details, all right? And of course, we'll bring one or two persons to talk about those things. People who are actually practitioners, not just people with theory, but people who do those businesses to come and talk about the things, precise things you can do in Nigeria to make money. All right. Those jobs that require high skills, low skills, huge capital and less capital. All businesses in Nigeria does not center around oil and gas, does not center around farming. There are businesses you can do online to help you make money online. And age also has a role that it plays. There are some businesses that can be better done by young people, and then there are those that can be done by people who have experiences. Take, for instance, consulting. A young person who has never worked, who has no work experience, really cannot do consulting works. And they also talk about coaching work. If you don't have experience of the practicality of the work to be done, you cannot make money as a consultant, neither can you make money as a coach if you don't have work experiences on those kind of jobs that require experience. So that's it. My name is Ekato Christian Osaze, and I hope that you have learned something from today's edition of the Real Talks Nigeria. In summary, we talked about the role of habit in making money. And we said that it is bad habit to withhold good from people to whom it is due, especially when it is in the power of your hand to do it. And then we said there are certain bad habits that have been displayed by business owners, entrepreneurs, and government, organizations. We said delaying payment of salary, never paying salary, cutting salaries when it is due, and giving useless or foolish excuses when it is time to pay the salaries of the people that have worked with you. That is it. Stay blessed and please subscribe to this channel. Watch the next video. You can click on the playlist of this series, 64 Ways to Make Money. Click on the playlist and have the various ways listed. The first way, the second way, the third way. Today we've talked about the sixth way to make money, and that has to do with the role of habits. God bless you. See you in the next edition of the Real Talks Nigeria. Bye.